वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम्
अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
आत्मानम् अखिलाधारम् आश्रयेऽभीष्टसिद्धये
आश्रयेऽभीष्टसिद्धये
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दानतीतद्वैतभानतः
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दानतीतद्वैतभानतः
गुरुनाराध्य वेदान्तसारं भक्ष्ये यथामति।
गुरुनारायणवेदान्तसारं भक्ष्ये यथामति।
अस्य अङ्गानि यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम प्रत्याहार धारणा ध्यान समाधयः तत्र अहिंसा सत्यास्तेय ब्रह्मचर्या परिग्रहाः यमाः
यमाः
शौच संतोष
संतोष
तपस्वाध्याय
तपस्वाध्याय
ईश्वर प्रणिधानानि नियमाः
ईश्वर
ईश्वर
प्रणिधानानि नियमाः
नियमाः
करचरणादि
करचरणादि
चरणादि
संस्थान विशेष लक्षणानि
संस्थान विशेष लक्षणानि
विशेषलक्षणानि
पद्म स्वस्तिकादीनि
पद्मस्वस्तिकादीनि
आसनानि
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 रेचक पूरक कुंभक लक्षणाः
रेचक पूरक कुम्भक लक्षणाः
रेचकपूरककुम्भकलक्षणाः
प्राणाग्नि प्राण निग्रह उपायाः
प्राणनिग्रह उपायाः
प्राणायामः
प्राणायामाः
प्राणायामाः
इन्द्रियाणाम्
इन्द्रियाणां
स्वस्वविषयेभ्यः
स्वस्वविषयेभ्यः
स्वविषयेभ्यः
प्रत्याहरणं प्रत्याहारः
प्रत्याहरणं प्रत्याहारः
अद्वितीयवस्तुनि
अद्वितीयवस्तुनि
अन्तरिन्द्रियधारणम्
अन्तरिन्द्रियधारणम्
धारणा
अद्वितीयवस्तुनि अन्तरिन्द्रियधारणम् धारणा
अस्य अङ्गानि अष्ट अङ्गानि अष्टाङ्गानि अतः एव अस्य योगस्य अष्टाङ्गयोगः योगशास्त्रस्य अष्टाङ्गानि अष्टकं योग अष्ट अङ्गानि 8 लिम्स यमाः इति आरभ्य समाधिपर्यन्तम् इति अष्ट अङ्गानि they are angas. If they are angas, what is the angi? Angi is nirvikalpa samadhi. Anga are the limbs. They are meant for what? Angi. Like we say, Shravanam Mananam Nididhyasanam. Shravanam is the Angi. Anga. Shravanamatrena eva jnanam bhavati, we say. The Anga is Mananam Nididhyasanam. Yes. Said like that before many times. So Angi is, that is primary, that is the goal, that is the Angi, to attain the Angi, to attain the Sadhya, the Lakshya, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, all these are Angas. Of course, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is a goal for the Yoga Shastra, Dvaita Darshana, Yoga Shastra. But for us, Nirvikalpa Samadhi means it is absorption in self, in Atma, Advitiya Vastuni. It is not Dvaita Darshan. Vedanta is not a Dvaita Darshan, Dvaita Darshanam, Advaita Darshanam. Therefore, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not the goal, but Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it's a avastha state where the person is absorbed in non-dual truth, Atma. So, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not a must for moksha. Jnanam is the must for moksha. Samadhi avastha is not a must. That Samadhi is for Nishta. Nishta praptihe. Samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasanam. For us, it is nothing but nididhyasanams, absorption. So, therefore, all these steps of Ashtanga Yoga are much useful for Vedanta. That is why we just take it. Whatever is good, even from other darshanas, we accept. Like Sankhya Darshana, we accept the creation aspect, the explanation of creation. Similarly, this also. So, Ashtanga for us, but our Angi is Nishtha, that is Jnanam, for which all this. Starting from Yamaha, we saw Ahimsa, Asatya, Asatya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, iti. Yamaha, that from which one should refrain from don'ts, that means don'ts. Then Niyamaha, that one must do, engage in do's and don'ts, Yama and Niyama. All these are values. Without these values, Antakarna will not enjoy the condition conducive for Jnanam to take place. Saucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Svadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanani. All these are important. Svadhyaya is important. Asuptehe Amarnath. Kalam Nayet Vedanta Shravanena. Svadhyaya. Studying the Shastram. Shastra Patanam. Shastra Patanam is the only means for knowledge, Jnanam. In fact, in Taittiriya Upanishad, we saw Ritam cha Svadhyaya Pravachane cha Satyam cha Svadhyaya Pravachane cha Ti Tapascha Damascha Shamascha Agnayascha Svadhyaya Pravachane cha. This Svadhyaya Prashamsa Kriyate, Taittiriya Upanishad. Svadhyaya is important. Then Ishvara Pranidhanani, surrender to the Lord, or Ishvara Bhakti, or Ishvara Dhyanam. Ishvara Pranidhanani. This form the Niyamaha. After Yama and Niyama, then comes without Yama and Niyama, these are the first steps. Bhagiranga Sadhana. So Yama and Niyama. Then Asana. Asanani, Karacharanadi, Samstana Vishesha Lakshanani. Placing the hand in a proper position on the lap and sitting in a particular posture. This asana could be Padmasana, Swastikasana, whatever asana, whichever asana, Sukhasana. Stiram Sukham Asanam. Asyate. Asminiti atava asyate anena yiti asanam. The manner which one sits. Samam kaya shirogrivam dharayanna chalam stiraha. Samprekshya nasikagram svam. Vishishchanavalokayan. The eyes are the important organs through which the mind goes out and easily gets distracted. That is why nasikagram svam. The mind is closed. Later we will see. The eyes are closed, not mind. The eyes are closed. Then while doing meditation, we may go to sleep. Laya. That is an obstacle, big obstacle. Generally, people who meditate, they go to sleep. Therefore, in the meditation hall, we can hear snoring. The moment the eyes are closed and they start meditate, they immediately go to sleep. It's natural. Because eyes are closed. When the eyes are closed, the mind will think, okay, this is a time for sleep. No disturbances around. It's very calm and quiet. Now body is at rest now, sitting in a comfortable posture. And pranayama, everything is done. The mind is withdrawn from external things, like in the sleep. So therefore the mind will think, okay, this is a time for sleep, therefore go to sleep. Without your will, the mind will go to sleep. And if you are not alert. If you're not alert, your will is not there. So that is why nasikagram. So not closing the eyes, just keeping the eyes lightly open, or closing the eyes slowly. It's an important step in meditation. That's why nasikagram. Swam dishascha navalokyan, Gita Bhagavan says. It is not focusing on the tip of the nose. Just lightly closing. It means half eyes open. So therefore, eyes are not completely open. So that is asanani. Then pranayama. Prana and the mind are interconnected. Therefore, through regulation of breath, the mind is relatively subjugated. So deliberately holding the breath, or deliberately slowly inhaling or exhaling, there's a deliberation. This prana, the shvasa, is one of the thing which is over which we have. It is a voluntary as well as involuntary. It's voluntary as well as involuntary. Like the mind, the thoughts of the mind. Thoughts of the mind are voluntary as well as involuntary, unlike other organs. No other organs they enjoy the condition of both this voluntary and involuntary, the functioning. Heart functions. We don't have to do anything to pump the blood. So it functions of its own. In fact, we cannot do anything. Similarly, lungs, other organs. So they function. They function of its own. We don't have to do. Similarly, digestion also. So therefore, voluntary, involuntary, voluntary. So, but this shvasa, the pranayama is, we are not conscious of breath all the time, but we can be conscious of breath. By that, we can have some control over that. So the involuntary functioning of the breath can be made voluntary. That is a pranayama. Involuntary can be made voluntary. By that, the mind can be relatively made calm, quiet. Therefore, pranayama. After pranayama, when the mind is relatively calm, then pratyahara, withdrawing the sense organs. Withdrawing the sense organs from the external vishaya, pratyahara. In the language of Vedanta, it is called damaha. Then, after pratyahara, then comes dharana. Dharana. Dharana is focusing the mind. Where do you focus the mind? Advitiya vastuni. In Vedanta, it is Advitiya vastuni. In the Yoga Shastra, it is focusing the mind upon a particular place. Desha bandhascha chittasya dharana. That is Yoga Shastra. Vibhuti Pada 3.1. Chittasya sharirasya kasminchit bhage sthapanam eva dharana iti katyate. That is Yoga Shastra. Whereas in Vedanta, it is focused on the object of meditation, that is Jaya Vastu, is Advitiya Vastu Brahma. So dharana is holding the mind, focusing the mind, fixing the mind. Fixing the mind on what? On the Vedanta, on the teaching of Vedanta. Aham Atma Brahma, Advitiya Vastu, Aham Jagat Karanam Brahma, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So that is on the Upadesha. On the Upadesha, on the teaching, the mind is fixed. Whereas in Yoga Shastra, it is that being a Dvaita Darshanam. Therefore, the mind is placed on some part of the body or some part of some chakra, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, etc. So, whereas in Vedanta, it is Advitiya Vastu. So, Advitiya Vastu, when we say without studying Shastra, how can there be Advitiya Vastu? Therefore, it is preceded by Shastra Shravanam. So, it is understood after Shravanam only. Because the Pratibandhas are there, therefore, only all the Samadhi Abhyasa. So, therefore, one must have studied the Shastra and understood what Mahavakya is. So, therefore, Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, both are important. Aham Satyam, Atma Brahma. What about Jagat? Jagat has to be falsified. Jagat is Mithya. So, that both they go together. Not Brahma Satyam, Aham Atma Satyam. What about Jagat? Aham Satyam may be fine, truth. If Jagat is, that also has to be falsified. Otherwise, it will be Dvaita. Jagat is Mithya. Jagat Karanam Brahma Aham Asmi. That is why we say Jagat Karanam Brahma Aham Asmi. That is a Upadesha, that is a teaching. Where that Advitiyam, when we say there is no subject object. So therefore, Antarindriyam, the Antakaranam, it is focused, it is held on the teaching, on Brahma, Brahma Vastu, Brahma, which is myself, Dharanam, Dharati, Dharana, Dudha, the Drinj Dhatu, not Dudha, Dharane, Dharane, Dharana is Nijanta Rupam, Dhru plus Nich. Then after that, Vich Pratyaya, and after that, Ta Pratyaya, Srilinga, Dharana, fixing the mind, Antarindriyasya, Advitiya Vastuni, Dharanam is Dharana. So Advitiya Vastu, Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Aham Satyam, and this Jagat is Mithya. Mithya Adhishtana, Brahmani Vastuni, Advitiya Vastuni, Antarindriya Dharanam, the Dharana, to that we saw. Then comes Dhyanam. So first holding the mind on the object, focusing the mind on the object, then remaining focused on that for some time, not continuously. It is not possible to start with. So remaining focused on the Dhyaya or the Jnaya, Dhyaya Vishaya for some time. It is Dhyanam. It means since it is not continuous, if it is continuous, then it will be Samadhi. It is not continuous, therefore there will be interruptions. There will be interruptions. Interrupted meditation. Interrupted meditation. The meditation. Therefore, Dhyanam is the meditation which is intermittent, which is interrupted. In fact, that is what Dhyanam is. So therefore, one need not worry about interruption in meditation. Only when interruption is there, then only it is called meditation. If interruption is not there, then it is Samadhi. Already goal is reached. That is the goal. So meditation means there will be interruption. Without interruption, there is no meditation. That is why Vichidya. Even when we do japa, the same thing. The mind is, when the mind is trained in the japa to focus on the mantra or on the Ishtadevata, there will be interruption. The mind goes here and there. Chanchalavnahi, Manak Krishna, Pramati Bhalavadradam. Yes, it is highly difficult to control this Chanchalatmakam Manaha by Abhyasa. Why he says Abhyasa? Because the mind will not be on the Jaya Vastu for a long time. It is Chanchalatmakam by Abhyasa, by repeatedly bringing back to the object of meditation. That is what is called Dhyanam. So Dhyanam is not it's not continuous meditation on the Jaya Vastu. There will be interruption. This is another big misconception or a doubt or a thinking or a frustration in the mind of the meditators. Mind is the meditation is disturbed. It is natural. In fact, only when it is disturbed, then only it is meditation. Otherwise, it is not a meditation. Only when it is disturbed, then only it is meditation. If it is not, if the mind is not interrupted, either you are in samadhi, the goal is reached, or you are in sleep. Only these two things are possible. Only when there are interruptions, then only it is meditation. The interruption is fine. In fact, it is there, it should be there. Because dhyanam is a practice, it is abhyas. So let us read dhyanam, and there we have to read. Tatra advitiya vastuni
तत्र
अद्वितीयवस्तुनि
vichidya vichidya
विच्छिद्य विच्छिद्य
विच्छिद्य
antarindriya vritti pravaha
अन्तरिन्द्रियवृत्तिप्रवाहः
dhyanam.
ध्यानम्
ज्ञानम्
Vritti pravaha dhyanam. The flow of thoughts. Antarindriyasya manasaha. Antakkaranam. Vritti pravaha, flow of thoughts. Therefore, the flow of thoughts, pravaha, the pravaha may change, bringing back to the object of meditation. That abhyasa, that practice is called dhyana. Sabhavena manaha jayavastuni na tishtati. That is sabhava, na tishtati. Chanchalatmakatvat. The mind doesn't remain on the object of meditation. They get distracted. That is the nature of the mind. That is what the mind is. The nature of the mind has to be understood. The functioning of the mind has to be understood. The nature of the mind has to be understood. It cannot be merciless over the mind. It is, in the beginning, is an untrained horse. Like in the Kathopanishad we saw. It is dushta ashva. Dushta ashvaha. Slowly it has to be made sadashvaha. Eva saratehe. Therefore, the flow of thought, the vritti pravaha, supposed to be sajatiya pravaha, but it is disturbed. It goes here and there, vijatiya. Different kinds of thoughts come in, the thoughts which we may not like also, sometimes it is highly disturbing, it will come. In fact, that is the time it comes. It is there, it finds time to pop up. So we should allow it to pop up, let it come. Our aim is to accomplish a steady flow of thought, vritti pravaha. So that is the aim. Therefore, for that, we need to bring the mind to the object of meditation whenever the mind goes out. Yato yato nischarati. Tato niyam yaitat. Atmaneva vasham nayet. Gita very nicely Bhagavan has said. Whenever the mind goes, it has to be brought back to the object of meditation. Now, by this abhyasa, when the mind is made to focus in a steady manner on the given object for a length of time, that is called dhyanam. For us, the object of meditation is the teaching. So, remaining in the thoughts of the teaching. Therefore, when we entertain deliberately the Upadesha of Vedanta, then disturbance can come, other thoughts may come, they are bound to come. So it is not possible to make the mind remain in the teaching of Vedanta continuously. Other thoughts will come. Why other thought comes? Because of Purva Samskara, Purva Vasana. That is why life also important. How we lead the life, how we conduct the life vyavahara, too much of vyavahara also will cause such samskara. Therefore, disturbance will be natural. That is why vichidya, break. Vichidya means chidar dhatu. Vichidya. There will be interruption. Therefore, there will be interruption while meditating. Therefore, meditation includes interruption. It's natural. So in dhyanam only interruption is allowed, it is possible. Not in samadhi. Why? Because this chanchalatmakam manaha is made to focus, and mind is durun nigraham, as in the words of Arjuna. So therefore, it is not easy to make the mind stop at a given thing. It is not possible. It is influenced by the purva vasana, etc. Therefore, distractions will be there. That is why abhyasa. That is why we say you use the word abhyasa. Shravana abhyasa, Brahma abhyasa, Samadhi, Rupa, Nididasam, that is abhyasa. So therefore, abhyasena tu konteya vairagyena tu dirgyate iti. So therefore, even if the mind is focused on the object of meditation, on the Upadesha of Vedanta, even for a little time, it is good. So that removes the Viparita Bhavana. Viparita Bhavana is a Pratibandha. For the removal of that only, it is Nididhyasana. So, therefore, it is fine. The moment we sit on the meditation, we cannot expect to go to Samadhi. This interrupted meditation will be there. That will take care of the Viparita Bhavana. Therefore, Tatra Advitiya Vastuni. Advitiya Vastu Brahma. The thought of Brahma. Upadesha of Vedanta. Vichidya. There will be breaks. In fact, we say wherever the mind goes, there Atma is. Because when the mind gets distracted and it goes out because of Raga Dvesha, it's because of Raga Dvesha, because of Purvasana, it goes out. Then how to bring back the mind? In fact, wherever the mind goes, the mind is thinking of nothing other than Atma alone. Because mind can never be away from Atma. We think mind goes away from Atma. It is not. Wherever the mind goes, there Atma is. Because minus Atma, what is there? There is nothing is there. So wherever the mind goes, Atma is there. Appreciate the Atma there. That is Dhyanam. Everything being Atma. Therefore, Nama Rupa alone. So the mind is distracted from one Nama Rupa to another Nama Rupa. What is Adhishtanam of all this Nama Rupa? It is Brahma Eva. So from one Nama Rupa to other Nama Rupa, the mind goes. Dismiss the Nama Rupa and see the Adhisthana Atma. Therefore, the underlying the Atma, you are not away from it. Just appreciate that is Dhyanam. So therefore that it is Dhyanam. Dhyanam is, in the language of Bhagavad Gita, the mind has to be again and again brought back to the object, the teaching. Or wherever the mind goes, there you appreciate the Atma. It is Dhyanam. Yoga Shastra defines Dhyanam as the ability to meditate for a length of time without a break. When the mind is distracted, when there is a break, then you bring back the mind to the object of meditation. That is also Dhyanam. There is a Yoga Shastra. Tatra Pratyaikatanatha Dhyanam. Tatra Pratyaya Ekatanata. Pratyaya is thoughts. Pratyasya Ekatanata. Ekatanata is Ekarupata. So, Tatra धारणायाः प्रदेशे ज्ञानस्य एकरूपता ज्ञानस्य नैरन्तर्येण प्रभागः यस्याम् अवस्थायां तत् ध्यानम् वितौट् एनी ब्रेक नैरन्तर्येण प्रभागः वृत्ति प्रभागः on the place of the body, on the location. Jnanas dharanayaha pradeshe, the place where you focused, that remaining focused. Jnanasya, that is vritti is nairantaryena pravaha, the flow is continuous without any break towards that avastha, yasyam avasthayam tat dhyanam, that is dhyanam. That is dhyanam. This is according to Yoga Shastra, dhyanam. Nairantaryena vritti prabhavaha. And the ability to make the Nairantarya vritti prabhavaha is for a length of time, for a certain length of time. After that, break will be there. Again, you have to do it. So, interrupted by breaks. That is dhyanam. Or the ability to meditate for a length of time. Maybe in the beginning, it may be for 10 seconds. That can be extended. 10, 20, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes by practice. By practice, we can extend our ability to stay on the object of meditation without break. After that, break happens natural. That is dhyanam. Now, when there is no break, then that becomes samadhi. About samadhi, I already discussed. Therefore, the author doesn't discuss about samadhi. And only savikalpa samadhi he mentions, not nirvikalpa. Why? Because nirvikalpa is the angi. So that goal is nirvikalpa samadhi. That is the goal. That is for the Yoga Shastra. Or for us, it is samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasana. That is a goal. For that only all these 8 angas, 8 steps are. Therefore, nirvikalpa is not discussed, savikalpa only, because we are talking about angani only. Therefore, in the anga also, last one is samadhi, savikalpa samadhi, not nirvikalpa samadhi. Samadhi is savikalpa. Samadhi is of 2 types, nirvikalpa, savikalpa. Savikalpa is the anga, one of the ashta anga. That also author doesn't discuss here. Why? Already discussed. Therefore, he says, samadhihitu uktaha savikalpakaha eva.
सविकल्पकः एव
Samadhihitu uktaha eva. Purum uktaha eva. Samadhi already has been talked about. Where it is talked about? In the passage 196, Samadhi already talked about Savikalpa Samadhi. 195. Savikalpa Samadhi is talked about. 195 is Drishtanta, 194. Tatra Savikalpo Rama Jnatra Jnanadi Vikalpalaya Anapekshaya Advitya Vastuni Tad Akara Akaritayaha Chittavrittehe Vastanam Iti Savikalpa is talked about. Uktaha eva. So Samadhi, therefore Samadhi is different from Dhyanam. So that Dhyanam is without any distraction, without any interruption, that is called Samadhi. Nairantaryena Pravagaha Dirghakala Abhyasena Nairantarya Pravagaha Vritti Pravagaha, then only Samadhi happens. And Savikalpa Samadhi already talked about. And we saw Savikalpa Samadhi, author given example also. Drishtanta, remember, Tada Mridmaya in the passage 194. What Savikalpa Samadhi is beautifully explained with the example of the Drishtanta, 194. Tatra, this is Savikalpa definition. Jnatra Jnanadi Vikalpalaya Anapekshaya. There is no expectation of the laya of the Jnata, Jnanam, and Jnayam, Anapekshaya, Advitya Vastani, Tad Akara Akaritayaha. Tadakara akaritayaha chittavrittehe. Chittavritti taking the akara, the form of the akaritayaha, that is brahmanaha. Chittavrittehe avasthanam. The mind is taking the form of Brahma, where there is no merging, no laya of Jnatra, Jnata, Jnanam, and Jnaya. Jnatra, Jnanam, Jnatra, Jnana means knower, known, and the knowledge. Object of knowledge. There is no laya. It means there is vikalpa, there is division. So therefore, vikalpena, there is appreciation of the division. Jnata is the knower is aware of the object of meditation, but he remains in that. So the knower is aware of that I am doing meditation, aware of the object of meditation, and he meditates. Therefore, he is aware, he is conscious of that. For that example is given Mridmaya. Mridmaya Gajadi Bhane Api. Mrid Bhana Manavat. Mrid Bhanavat. Dvaitavane Api Advaitam Vastubhasate. So, when a person sees a clay elephant, he is aware of the clay, he is aware of the elephant, the form, as well as the material out of which the elephant, the elephant is made, that is the clay. So aware of both elephant and clay, when he sees an elephant which is made of clay, aware of both. So there is awareness. That is Savikalpa Samadhi. So these Savikalpa Samadhi is the last limb. That leads to Nivikalpa Samadhi, where there is no Vikalpa, Jnatra Jnanadi Laya Apeksha Asti. Advitiya Vastani Tadakara Akaritayaha Chittavrittehe. Chitta Atitaram, completely Eki Bhavana, Eki Bhavena Avasthanam. There is laya of the Jnatra Jnanam and Jnaya, knower, known, knowledge, object of knowledge, is completely laya, destroyed. And that is total laya in Brahma, where the Jnata is not aware of the distinction of knower, known, and knowledge. Like in sleep, but it is not sleep. Sleep, the mind merges in tamas, whereas in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the mind merges in sattva. Nirvikalpa Samadhi comes under Jagrata Avastha, not Swapna Avastha, or Sushupti Avastha. The person is very well aware of it. So that is Samadhi. Therefore, it is Muktaha eva, Pura Muktaha. Therefore, not much to discuss here. So all this, up to this, Ashtangani. Therefore, integrating this Ashtanga into Vedanta is very helpful. In fact, here the author integrates it too. Doesn't accept the philosophy of yoga, but Anga, the Ashtanga, the 8 steps are valid for Vedanta. Therefore, he integrates. So, therefore, to study the mind, the Antarindriya is very important. All is centered on this Antarindriya only. So, therefore, the preparation of the Antakaranam, to appreciate that Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi, it is not a new knowledge. It is already known. It is already Siddha Vastu. It is Praptasya Praptihi. Attainment of what already is attained. Therefore, to know that, the mind has to be prepared. It has to be a vairag. It should be endowed with the vairag, viveka, shama, dhamma, tiksha, etc. Therefore, all these steps are much useful. So therefore, when the mind knows this fact, therefore, then it becomes released from the mind becomes released from seeking happiness, seeking adequacy in the object. It remains self-sufficient, self-satisfied in itself, in Atma. So that is the goal. Therefore, the practices are helpful. Practices of yoga are helpful. Now, having said this, having integrated the Ashtanga into the Vedanta, it is done only in this book, in this text only, Vedantasara. Now, the author for the next takes up the topic of the obstacles which may come in the way of gaining this samadhi, focus and absorption. In order for knowledge to become spontaneous, that's what Nididhyasanam. All the obstacles in the way of achieving that nishtha, they must be addressed. Without addressing that, with the obstacles, one cannot do Nididhyasanam, one cannot gain nishtha without addressing the obstacles. Means the obstacles are there, the pratibandhas are there. So therefore, pratibandha is addressed. That is another important topic. So in gaining the nishtha, in doing nididhyasanam, samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasanam, and gaining nishtha, there are obstacles. These obstacles, the nature of these obstacles have to be known and it has to be addressed. Therefore, the author mentions the 4 types of obstacles and how they should be addressed. That is the next topic. Obstacles and the method to overcome the obstacles to samadhi, self-absorption. What are they? Next. Evam asya anginaha.
एवमस्याङ्गिनः
Nirvikalpakasya
निर्विकल्पस्य
laya vikshepa
लयविक्षेपः
kashaya rasasvadha lakshanaha
कषाय रसास्वादलक्षणः
chatvaraha
चत्वारः
vignaha sambhavanti.
विघ्नाः सम्भवन्ति.
Kashaya, not kashaya, kashaya. So, the nirvikalpa samadhi or nididhyasanam, complete self-absorption, where there is no vikalpa, there is no distinction between the knower, known, and the knowledge. So, unobstructed abidance in Atma, that is the goal. Therefore, anginaha, evam asya anginaha, anginaha is angani asya asti iti angin nakaranta, angi. Therefore, angi is nirvikalpa. So, therefore, to achieve that nirvikalpa avastha, what could be the obstacles? What obstacles one may encounter? That is said here. Laya, number 1. Vikshepa, kashaya, rasasvadaha, lakshanaha iti chatvaraha, vignaha, sambhavanti. These 4 types of vignas are possible. So, laya is nidra. Laya is nidra. So, laya is nidra. Nidra is sleep. Nidra is sleep. Vikshepa is scattering of the mind. The mind goes out. That is Vikshepaha. Kashaya is a technical word. This Raga Dvesha, the samskara. Out of avidya rises this Ahankara. And Ahankara with its the sense of individuality, which we call Asmita, the language of Yoga Shastra, is Raga Dvesha, Abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means the attachment to the Sharira Manasangata or through Sainamana Sangata to other things. All these are Ajnana Karya. So therefore, Kashaya, and finally it is Rasasvadaha. Rasasvadaha is, there is some taste and enjoyment of meditation. That is also an obstacle. That is also an obstacle. All these are obstacles. So Rasasvadaha, it is, Rasasvadaha is the final one where the mind enjoys meditation. It is natural for the mind to get absorbed in objects that give enjoyment. And Atma is the nature of happiness. It is Atma. Atma is Ananda Rupaha, Swarupaha. So therefore, this abidance in the Atma, therefore, must be effortless. But it is not. We have a lot of distractions, disturbances. All these distractions are due to Ajnanam. The primary obstacle is avidya. Avidya is the cause. Avidya is the cause for kama. Avidya is the cause for kama, the desire. The desire, therefore, only the avidya in the form of I am small, I am insignificant, the sense of lack, limitation. Therefore, it creates a desire to become free from the limited, from the notional limitations. Therefore, the person engages in karma, and therefore karma pala, therefore this avidya, karya, janma, marana, etc. This is what this samsara is. So therefore, to make the mind abide in Atma, but due to these habitual problems, and there are habitual patterns of thinking, which has happened for a long period of time. Therefore, to make the mind abide in Atma, in the Advitya Vastu, naturally there will be obstacles. All these obstacles are not bhagya, they are all internal obstacles, not external obstacles. These are all adhyatmika, pratibandha. Among them, first obstacle is laya, which is natural laya. Laya that means sleep. Sleep, nidra. Nidra means the mind is absorbed in tamas. The mind goes to sleep. It means tamas. The tamas have to be overcome. That is why in the Gita, Bhagavan addresses Buddha Kesha, Buddhakana Mishaha, mastery over tamas. It means one must be alert. So this laya, which is the first obstacle, and it is primary obstacle, tamas. That is first hurdle to be crossed over. Then vikshepa, distraction. It is natural, it is chanchalatmakam, therefore it moves from one object to another object. That is how the mind is. Like the river, it flows continuously, therefore distraction. The third one is kashaya. Kashaya is attachment. Kashaya is attachment. In the Mandukya Karika, the author discusses kashaya, technical term which is used. The last obstacle, rasa swada, the enjoyment of rasa. So, the mind gets stuck in Anandamaya Kosha. Gets stuck in, like in sleep. So the mind the person enjoys the blankness. Whereas in samadhi, in meditation, the person enjoys certain calmness, certain quietude, tranquility. So that develops a rasa. So that is also an obstacle. So one should not stop there. That is a final obstacle, rasa. Rasa swada. Swada, taste. Taste for the rasa, the happiness. So therefore, these four are the obstacle. In fact, if you analyze, we have seen before, if you analyze the mind is made of, the mind has four gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. The mind, from sattva avastha to rajas avastha, rajas to tamas, and tamas to again sattva. The mind travels from one avastha to other avastha in every day. You can see it in daily life. Sattva avastha signifies that purity of the mind, transparency. There is tranquility, knowledge, happiness. That is sattva, sattvika. Rajas signifies action, distraction, intense activity. Tamas is dullness, lethargy. These three dispositions of the mind, which is natural, and they become obstacle in this for a sadhaka in the seat of meditation. The first one is tamas, that is laya, sleep. Second one, rajas, intense activity, vikshepa. And kashaya is because of, you can say, rajas and tamas. And last one is, even sattva also is an obstacle, rasasvada. So therefore, all this, therefore all these four, these four are nothing but this due to the different the states of mind, sattva, sattvika avastha, rajasika avastha, and tamasika avastha of the mind alone. Therefore, it has to be slowly overcome. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Sattvam Rajas Tamogiti Gunaha Prakriti Sambhavaha. These are natural Prakriti Sambhavaha. Jabadranti Mahabaho Dehe Deginam Avyayam. This Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all these three qualities which exist in Prakriti, they bind as though the Atma to the Shariram. Atma is not Sattvika, Rajasika, or Tamasika. Atma doesn't have any gunas. These gunas are only of the Prakriti. This Prakriti as though binds this Atma to the Shariram. That is why Maya, it is called Agatita Gatana Patiyasi Maya. The Atma which cannot be born seems to be born by the Prakriti, by the mind. Therefore, the guna themselves become obstacles to the mind. So therefore, the gunas, which themselves become obstacle, and the manifestation of these obstacles in the form of these four, laya, vikshepa, kashaya, and rasasvada. So laya is a guna of the mind, tamasic guna of the mind. Vikshepa is rajasika guna of the mind. Kashaya is rajas, that is also rajas, manifestation of rajas. And rasasvada is due to sattvika, sattva of the mind. So the mind itself becomes an obstacle. The mind is the antakaranam, the tool with what we do, we take up the sadhana, and they because of the inherent, the obstacles. The meditation is, samadhi is disturbed. Therefore, these four have to be taken care. And among them, the first one is laya. So the next one is the laya which the author takes up. Those obstacles we will see in the next class. Why this important topic? Because we may get stuck here. That is why obstacles are not discussed in other texts, but here it is discussed. For samadhi abhyasa rupa nididhyasanam, so if we know the obstacles and if we know how to handle the obstacles, then there will be success in nididhyasanam, in gaining nishta. Without understanding the nature of obstacles, not knowing how to handle the obstacles, then nididhyasana, success in nididhyasana becomes impossible. That is why pratibandha and pratibandha nivritti sadhanam, nivritti upayaha api tatra uttaha santi acharyana. We will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद शरणजी.
धन्यवाद.